MajorSlackAttack.
Well, yeah, the name is Slack. Thanks for coming back. Let's walk through some more Hearthfire DLC. And that little batch, or rather big batch of blue butterfly wing potions that I made at the end of the last video worked out right nicely. I now have in my possession 5,500 gold, which is exactly what we need. Ideally, you want more than 5,000 gold. You want 5,500, and I'll explain why later. So that's it. We can now buy the Lakeview Manor property. Let's go find the steward who was in the Jarl's longhouse on either of the two upper balconies during the day. Probably on the right side. Her name is... what's her name? This woman right here. Nenya.
I serve under Jarl Siggeir and Jarl Dengir before him.
That's nice. Okay,
Siggeir
listen.
can sometimes act too quickly, but he does listen to Helvard and I.
You don't say. Okay, listen. I'd like to purchase a house.
There's no house available,
Oh.
but I could sell you a fine piece of land
Oh.
where you could build your own house.
Okay. I'll take it.
You won't regret it. Here's the title to your steading.
Done and done. And
Follow
we are
the road
now...
east from Falkreath, then north at the crossroads. Turn left just past Pine Watch.
Thanks for suggesting the most dangerous way to get there.
May wisdom forever light.
Okay, so we are now the proud owners of the Lakeview Manor property, which is now marked on the map right there. She suggested taking the road up here like this. That's ridiculous. Let's go to the Guardian Stones. If you take the road up like that, you're going to run into an unmarked bandit camp with this rock trap and all kinds of other stuff. It's like, you know, like I said, dumb way to go. Nevertheless, are you ready to go, Raya? Okay, walk this way. And here's the easiest way to get to Lakeview Manor from the Guardian Stones. Just go right through the hunter's camp, get your feet wet, go around the corner here, run up to the road. And we can even put a marker. There we go, we got a marker. This mage that usually is in this area should still be dead. Let's go straight for the marker. Right around the corner here. And voila! Lakeview Manor discovered. This is our first home. Let me give you a quick tour. The drafting table. A chest. In the chest is enough materials to build a small home. All equipped. Everything you need. Logs, stone, clay, the whole 9 yards. Okay, it's all in there. Right? Carpenter's workbench, and you also have a forge. Completely fully equipped forge, which you can use to build building materials as well as any other weapons and armor that you're normally accustomed to building at an anvil, right? So basically you start off, okay, let me get to that later. First I'll finish the tour here. Here's your stone quarry, an endless supply of quarried stone, and in case you don't have the pickaxe, there's a pickaxe there. Over here is a clay deposit, an endless supply of clay. And finally, here is your log pile. This is where your sawn logs are, and you start off with 20. This is not an endless supply. You're going to have to eventually replenish this. Alright? So, let's build a small home. As soon as we build a small home, we can build a carriage driver. And for this, we're going to need some nails, and we have some nails. What's our carry weight like? Okay, let's dump some stuff in here. Everything's going to be fairly safe, so let's dump in our armor and our hot hammer. Three wolf pelts. That'll do. Let's go get the nails that we left back in our temporary headquarters at Falkreath.
Did you see a dog out there?
Not now. Later. Okay, eventually I'm going to move everything, but for now I just want the essentials to build the stuff we need to build. Namely the iron ingots and all these nails that we crafted earlier. Everything else can pretty much hang out here, but come back and get it later. This corundum ingot could be useful. And that's that. Carry weight is good. We could also have Raya carry stuff if need be. Alright, back to the homestead. Let's grab everything in here, or rather all the clay, the corundum ingot, the quarry stone, and the iron ingot. There we go. Okay, now to start building, the first thing you always do is hit up the drafting table to see if you have the plans to build what you want to build. Ignore this buy lumber for building your house, you don't need to. This is what we want to build, a small house. So click on that. Drafting plans are always free. And we now have the plans to build a small house. Head on over to your carpenter's workbench. Assuming you took out all the materials out of the chest, you can now build the small house, starting with the foundation, the wall framing, the walls, the floor, the roof framing, the roof, and for the door we're going to need iron fittings, lock, and 2 hinges. And I'm assuming you're following this walkthrough, so you have a crap ton of nails. Yeah, that's the only thing that isn't supplied in here, I believe, is nails. So yeah, we had a crap ton of nails anyway, so we're gonna have to make some iron fittings. 1 iron fitting, go down to building materials, 1 iron fittings, 1 lock, and 2 hinges. You get 2 by default every time you build one. There we go, and back to the carpenter's workbench, and we can now build a door. Once you got the door on, you have a house. There's your house, your basic small house. Let's wait till daytime, get some light on the scene. What's in the house, Slack? Not much, but oh wait, grab that guy. Yeah, but it's like basically an enclosure. Let's go inside. Inside you have a chest by default and a workbench, and the workbench you can use to build all kinds of stuff in this house, in this small house. Okay, you can build everything except like alchemy lab and arcane enchanter and stuff like that. For that you're gonna have to build a larger addition, and I'll show you about that shortly. For now, let's build do we really need a fire pit? That's going to cost 1 quarried stone. Yeah, we can afford to do that. Okay, there we go. So now we can cook. There's our fire pit. Okay, it's an example. And everything else you build from this workbench will appear in the house. But we're going to leave that for now. What we want to do now is build a carriage driver, because like I said, once we build a carriage driver, we will have completed the Falkreath challenge and will be liberated to go all over Skyrim. The way you build a carriage driver is to bring your follower inside the house.
Yes, my Thane. Do you need something?
And tell her, I need a steward for my house. Are you interested?
I'd be honored to be your steward. You've built a fine steading here.
Okay, she is no longer your follower. She is now your house steward. At this point, she has a different set of options, and tell her I'd like to make some improvements to the house.
Certainly. What did you have in mind?
And at this point, you can buy a carriage from her. That's why you need 500 gold extra. Okay, so let's buy a carriage.
I'll see about hiring a carriage driver at once.
Okay, now typically if you do this inside the house, if you go outside, the carriage driver should be there right away. If not, simply go back inside the house and wait 48 hours. And voila! We have a carriage driver, and the Falkreath challenge is now complete. We are now liberated to go anywhere we want in Skyrim. And what do we get for 500 gold? It's like, you get a lot.
Where do you want to go?
It's not just your typical carriage driver. Look at all the places you can go to. All these minor locations. Not just the typical Riften, Solitude, you know, Windhelm, stuff like that. go to all different kinds of locations. All those hard to reach locations like Iverstead and, you know, Dragon Bridge, and it's like you get a lot. So it may seem like a ripoff, 500 gold, but it's incredibly convenient. And by the way,
where do you want to go?
all these places you can go for free, because, you know, we own you, bitch. Okay, you're gonna take us anywhere for free. So
All right.
there we go. Small house complete, carriage driver complete, challenge complete. Now I know the first thing on everybody's mind is how to turn your house into a money making machine. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be priority number 1. Turn it into a money making machine so that we can finance the rest of the luxurious triple winged home that we're eventually going to build here. All right, so everyone should have 3 sawn logs left over. With these, yep, we got 3 sawn logs. With these 3 sawn logs, you can use one of them to build a garden. That's the first thing you should build, a garden. Okay, and there is your garden. In your garden, you have 11 plots. See this? Activate fertile soil. Those are all plots. In each of these plots, you can plant any number of, you can plant one of any number of a certain collection of ingredients. I'll put a link to the UES page because I can't list them all, there's too many. But basically you want to plant 3 ingredients that will make you the most money if you mix them together to make a power potion. Now it differs according to what version of Skyrim you have installed. I have Skyrim Special Edition installed. Typically the most valuable potion you can make is, let me look at my notes here. Come on, notes, give it to me. Here we go. The most valuable potion you can make is Creep Luster, More Tapanella, and Scaly Foliota. That's the most valuable potion you can make with ingredients that can be planted in the garden. Alright? However, there's a glitch with the Skyrim Special Edition where if you plant Creep Luster, it's a real pain in the ass to try to harvest it. You may be able to harvest it and you may not be able to harvest it. It's just a pain in the arse. So instead of Creep Cluster, like those 3 ingredients I previously cited, Creep Cluster, More Tapanella, and Scaly Foliota, the best, most valuable potion you can plant for Skyrim Special Edition is Dragon's Tongue, Fly Amanita, and Scaly Foliota. And what you want to do is you want to plant 3 Scaly Foliota, 4 Dragon's Tongue, and 4 Fly Amanita. Now we have lots of Fly Amanita, and we have some Dragon's Tongue, but you may not have been so lucky. I'm going to show you where to get all these ingredients. The most obscure is the Scaly Foliota. I'm going to show you how to get together the Scaly Foliota very quickly by simply using your newly acquired carriage driver. Basically, we're going to do a Willandia run, and the Willandia run starts by going to Winterhold, my good man.
I'm back and we'll be off.
Okay, so we'll go to Winterhold. Just make sure your carry weight is good. Yep.
Couldn't ask for better weather.
You want to discover all these places anyways. In Winterhold, go into the inn, the Frozen Hearth Inn.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
Go to the far wall here and find Willandria's satchel. Search the satchel and take out the orichalcum ingot. You can take it for free, you don't have to steal it.
It was a minor mistake.
Out you go. Next, back to the homestead. And use your carriage driver to get a free ride to Windhelm.
Where do you want to go?
Windhelm, my good man.
And we'll be off. Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some account. They say the big old palace there was built by
You could always go out into the wild and pick Scaly Foliota. You may even be able to do it faster, but I know a lot of you don't like picking ingredients. And at any rate, you have to discover all these places anyways. Especially Windhelm, because this is the best place to sell potions. So it, you know, all in all, this is probably the fastest way to do it.
You come here where you're not wanted.
In Windhelm, we want to wait till business hours.
With your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
Run over to the marketplace. Go into the White File, the alchemy shop, and look under the stairs. Find Willandria's satchel here. Search it and take out Willandria's soul gem. Take that. It's not stealing. You can just take it for free. Done and done. Next. Let's go back to our homestead and use the carriage driver to hire the carriage to go to Iverstead. Can I hire him like this? Apparently I can't. I know what you can do though. You can usually just jump up here like this. Can I jump up? And talk to him
Where do you
like
want
that.
to go?
Iverstead.
Climb and back, and we'll be off. Oh, steady.
I don't know how much faster that was. That's a little awkward, but whatever. Somebody's gonna point that out, so there I did it. In Iverstead, once again, wait till business hours. And we want to go to the Fellstar farm. If you don't want to be like told to leave, pick a potato and sell it to Mom. Where's Mom? Here she is. Hey Mom,
You must be another
I have some potatoes to sell.
honest pay for honest work.
There we go. Now we're friends with the
Sure,
farm.
leave.
Wilhelm said
Everyone
he
else
saw
can
you
Even though we don't have a
speaking
key,
to one of the pilgrims on 7,000 steps.
We are officially allowed to go in here.
That I didn't want you to go up there.
Let's just wait and see if we can get hidden. Here we go, hidden. Okay, what? Come on.
Well, it stops now.
Okay, very good. We're inside the farm. Inside the farm on the kitchen table. Find Willandria's satchel. Take out Willandria's spoon. And all these ingredients are now free because we're friends with the farm because we sold them a potato. And now, let's use the carriage driver to go to Riften.
Where
Actually,
do you want
I got a better idea. Let's go to Solitude first.
to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. First time to Solitude? Beautiful.
Fantastic having a carriage
Capital
driver like this,
Skyrim,
eh?
but I'm sure you already
Go anywhere in Skyrim. Even remote places. All for free. Okay. In Solitude. Let's pick another potato. It is very early in the morning. Let's wait till... There we go. Find Katla. There's Katla.
We could always use help.
I have a potato to sell.
Honest pay for honest work.
This makes us friends with the farm, and now we could take Puff the Magic Dragon here. No, we could take a horse for free. Now that you have a free horse, let's go back to the homestead. Dismount. This is a borrowed horse that will attempt to return home, but anytime you fast travel to a stable, it will be there. For example, Riften stables.
Where do you want to go?
Riften, my good
Climb
man.
and back, and we'll be off. If you've never been to Riften, be sure to visit the Blackbriar Meadery. A few mugs of that, and you'll forget all.
There's our horse. Actually, there's something I always like to do. He's taking off. Where are you going, horse? Because I mounted him. Okay, forget about that. Do that later. Before we go into Riften, let's go to the Broken Tower of Zenithar. An unmarked location, which I've named. And I've been told that other YouTubers are following suit. And they're also calling the Broken Tower of Zenithar. You just ride along the cliffs here to the northeast of Riften Stables. Okay, right along the cliffs, and you'll eventually find this broken down ruins here. Let's see if we get a good shot of it. Right there, see this thing right here. It's always guarded by a predator, but we have command animal. Let me just do a quick save just in case Mr. Fumblefingers decides to rear his ugly head. Okay, so where is the bear? He took off. He's way down there. Okay, here you can grab the Amulet of Zenithar and activate the Shrine of Zenithar. Grab yourself a little chump change, and that's it. Now we can go back to Riften, hopefully. Very good. Put on the Amulet of Zenithar, and with that we get 10% better prices, and the Blessing of Zenithar also gives us 10% better prices. And now let's go into Riften.
Hold there. Before I let you into
Yeah. This is just total BS. Obviously a shakedown. Let me in.
Keep your voice down.
Or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll
to hear you.
blow my way in. That didn't really sound right. Okay, ignore that. In Riften, just ignore everybody. You can, if you have the Skyrim Special Edition installed, pick up some Dragon's Tongue here. 1, 2, 3. That's all we need. And let's make our way over to Mistville Keep.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrow
Go off to the left side of the marketplace. Up to Mistville Keep. In we go. And we're going to talk to the mage in there. Landria. You see stuff falling out the sky there? That's crazy. Okay, Landria, there she is. Talk to Landria.
putting on something.
And
Anything.
if you talk to her before you collected all those items, she'll task you with collecting all those items. But since we collected them already, all you have to do is just say, I have all your items for you.
Items? What items? Let me see those. I'm not sure how you managed it, but these are exactly what I need to start my next set of experiments.
There you go.
Wonderful. Well, at least allow me to reward you for your uncanny foresight.
And she gives you some really valuable scrolls, which you could typically sell for about 2,000 gold. There you go. But now, more importantly, we are friends with her alchemy shop, and she has 4 scaly foliota here. 1, 2, and we can take some of this other stuff too, just for posterity. Hey!
Doing?
You pushed me! I meant to take the salt pile, and you pushed me! Ah, jeez. You gonna call the guards on me?
What do you need, my friend?
Okay. There's 2 more scaly foliota over here. Let's get out of here before you accidentally steal something else. Okay, so now with 4 scaly foliota on board, you only need 3, and everyone has a ton of fly ammonita from looting Haldir's cairn. The only thing you may be short of is Dragon's Tongue if you don't have Skyrim Special Edition installed. If you don't have Skyrim Special Edition installed, all you have to do is go back to your homestead and take the carriage to Kynes Grove. And in Kynes Grove, there is a ton of Dragon's Tongue all around the inn. It's right there. It's right in your face. Okay, so you can get some Dragon's Tongue there. All right. So now, let's offload some of these, some of this merchandise.
You gonna buy some? See for yourself.
Starting with the scrolls. And that's all the money you have. Can we sell you some potions? Yes, we can.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold.
Never done an honest day's
Not now,
work.
Brynjolf.
I could take a hint, lass.
Spare a coin.
That wasn't a hint. That was a direct,
Only like to provide more than this coin.
a direct request. Bugger off. Over to the Pawn Prawn.
Come on in, take a look around.
You open for business?
Welcome to the...
It's unusual to not see you behind your counter.
Me? I call them
Okay, you can
treasures.
have this, and some of this, some of this, and how about a potion or two? Very good. 1,500 gold. That'll be plenty. Oh, wait. One more thing.
Welcome to the Pond Brawn. Come on in,
Make
take
sure
a
you
look
buy
around.
some glass.
Have also- Oh, a bit of this. and a
Assuming
bit
he
of
has some
that.
for sale. Scroll down to miscellaneous. There he has some glass. Buy all the glass that he has. And that's
All
good.
right, then.
And to save some time, check to see if the blacksmith, who should be here, has
Come to
any
see
quicksilver
Balin
for
perform.
sale.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
No, he does not. Okay, that's no problem. Back to the homestead. Let's hire the carriage.
Where do you want to go?
To go to
Climb and
Dawnstar.
back and we'll be off. You ever met one of them cats? Khajiit, I think they call themselves. I hear there's whole...
In Dawnstar. Take your newly borrowed horse. Ride on in. Look around to the left to find the Quicksilver mine.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the
Right in. And we only need 2 ore. You just go all the way down here, find this cart here. There's some Quicksilver ore there. You could mine one of the veins, but this is faster. Go back here, find this ramp going up here, and you find the second ore here. That's it, that's all we need. And you use their smelter here to turn it into an ingot.
At the very least. You're making me unseasonably warm.
If I get any rest
And
soon,
all is in readiness. Let's go back to the homestead. All we're missing to build the main hall is a bunch of sawn logs. But for now, let's plant our garden. And just to quickly demonstrate,
where do you want to go?
in case you don't have Skyrim Special Edition installed. Actually, I'm just thinking, if you don't have Skyrim Special Edition installed, you wouldn't even need Dragon's Tongue. You'd be going after some different ingredients. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cover how to get those ingredients. Okay, I'll do that in another video. I'm assuming that doesn't matter, because even if you don't have Skyrim Special Edition installed, you can still do it this way. You won't make as much money. You make a little less money. It's no biggie. Okay, so we're gonna plant our garden. We're gonna plant 4 Dragon's Tongue, 4 Fly Amanita, and 3 Scaly Foliota. Okay, all you have to do is just activate fertile soil. Let's start with the Dragon's Tongue. Plant one at a time. Okay, and it's a done deal, and it pops up like that. Rinse and repeat 4 times. 3. And 4. Technically, that would be rinse and repeat 3 times. And now, let's plant 4 fly amanita. It'd be a lot easier if we store 17 fly amanita. There we go. I like the way it pops up like that. It's like a breast implant. How you like my new boobs? Okay, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. And finally, 3 scaly foliota. Alright, now what? Now all you have to do is wait 3 days. Anywhere but here. And you don't have to go anywhere, all you have to do is go inside the house.
Honored to see you again, my Thane.
And just for posterity, let me stash all my ingredients in here. So let's just pretend that we don't have any ingredients at all. Just to demonstrate how much money you can make. Done and done. Okay. And let's wait 3 days. 1 day. 2 days. 3 days. Out we go. And even though it's snowing, we now have crops! Woohoo! Alright, let's gather our crops. Harvest dragon's tongue. And you don't have to replant them. They'll just keep growing. As long as you can, you know, as long as you wait. Want to change them out? Simply go up to any plot. Click on activate fertile soil, and you can either take out what you planted or like that, and then plant whatever you want again. I should have did a quick save before I did that. Anyways, I'll fix that up later. Okay, so anyways, that's how you do that. So now, this is what we got. This is our harvest. We could turn these into some pretty valuable potions. Inside our small house, we cannot build an alchemy lab. All you can build is this stuff here. In order to build an alchemy lab, we're going to have to add the main hall. The main hall is like this big addition to the small house that appears here. And we have pretty much everything we need to build the main hall except a supply of logs. Let's just start this up. Go to the drafting table, miscellaneous, main hall, get the plans. And if you go to the carpenter's workbench, house, main hall, you see that we are, just trust me, we're going to need logs. So, you're going to need 47 logs, if I recall correctly. And this is your log pile here. We only have 2. So we need like 45 logs. You could saw logs. Go to any like wood mill and saw logs for free. For example, you could go to Half Moon Mill. It takes a long time. Just forget it. Just buy them. Go to your steward. Find your steward wherever he or she is. By the way, any follower can be made into a steward. Where did my steward go? It's hard to find good help these days. There she is.
Long life
and
to you, Thane.
Ask her, I'd like you to buy some building materials for me.
Certainly. What did you have in mind?
And just buy... What did I clicked on the wrong
All
thing.
right then. I am your sword and
I'd like to buy some
Of
building
course.
materials.
What are we running short of?
Here we go. Okay, and buy lumber times 3.
I'll see to it at once.
Once.
Is there anything else you need? I'll see to it at
Twice.
once. Is there anything else you need? I'll see to
3
it
times.
at once.
Once you've done that, it instantly appears in your log pile. So before we had 2, now we have 62. So now we have enough to build the main hall. Assuming you have all the other things, which we should. Okay, so we were missing iron fittings and a lock and 2 hinges. And we're going to need 3 more iron fittings for something else. So let's make 4 iron fittings. And a lock. And a hinge. And that should do it. We should have... Oh yeah, we're gonna need some quarried stone eventually. Okay, so we just build the door. And quarried stone. We have 15. And we need 30. We got 4. We got 8. We got 12. We got 16. She'll just keep mining until you tell her to stop mining. So just press your mining button to get her to stop. Very good. Back here. Foundation. Floor. Framing. First level walls. Second level supports. Roof framing. Second level walls. We got all the materials. And you don't need a cellar. And that's it. There is your main hall. Let's go take a little look-see. Just through this door here. Ooh. Ah. Alright, you got workbenches. I think there's 3 workbenches if I recall correctly. There's 1 here. 1 in the back. And 1 upstairs. This is the one you want to use, okay? With this, we can make an alchemy lab. As long as you have these sawn log, 2 nails, some glass, and a quicksilver ingot, and an iron ingot, you can make an alchemy lab. There we go, so now we have an alchemy lab. Alchemy lab is over here. Now we can make those potions with those ingredients that we got from our garden. Dragon's tongue, fly manita, and scaly foliota. Cranking them out here, boss. Done and done. How much are those potions worth, Slack? Let's go find out. Now this is the very fastest, quickest way to turn your house into a money-making machine. I know somebody's gonna go, Slack, you know you did it all wrong. You could have built a greenhouse, da 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 da. Yeah, I know. We're gonna do that. That takes more materials and more time. But if you want to turn your house into a money-making machine as quickly as possible, build a garden. Later we're going to add a greenhouse. Yes, I know.
Where do you want to go?
Let's take the Actually, we don't need to do this. We already discovered it, which is one of the whole points of discovering every. We already discovered Windhelm. This is the best place to sell potions. Let's wait till this is ours. And this big batch of potions that we just made, you can sell it to Nerinier,
I used to be a sailor. I've been a bit out of sorts since
Aval
Since our
Athron.
daughter
You
was
can sell it to the White File, and you can go across town and sell it to Sadri.
I'd travel more.
At this point, they are worth $247 a pop. That's with our current speech skills. We have 1 point in bartering, and our current alchemy skills, we have 2 points in alchemist. Okay, 2 points in alchemist, 1 point in bartering, or haggling rather, and we have the amulet of Zenithar, and we have the blessing of Zenithar. So 247 a pop times 15 potions. Let's just turn on the calculator. 247 times 15 equals 3,700 gold. Just like that. Every 3 days, your house is going to spit out 3,700 gold. At least. When we add the greenhouse, it's going to start spitting out more, and then you can, you know, do everything that you normally do to make better potions and to make more money from those potions, and eventually your house is going to be just one giant gigantic cash cow. So there you go. That's how to turn your house into a money making machine. I know it's the first thing on everybody's mind, but of course we're going to add all the other amenities to this baby in the videos to come. So that's it. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and if you thought this video was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, stuff like that. There's special extra long video for you guys today. Today is Thursday. What is today? Today will be, because I'm recording this on Monday, today will be Thursday, July 16th. That means that it's the end of the week for MajorSlackAttack. I will now take my customary 2-day break, Friday and Saturday off, and La Brick House will return on Sunday, where we'll start adding all the wings and all the goodies inside the house, and just build this up into a luxurious mansion. All right, and yeah, that's all coming up in the videos to come. All right, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.